Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Changes, the podcast for people who want to flip the script on life and business. Today's guest is a guy who lived more lives than most. Commercial director of Azimut Development Group, real estate pro, logistics veteran, and someone who's building a family while navigating big moves, charity, and leadership. Greg Grigoriev.
Nice to meet you, man. Good to be with you, my friend.
Greg, I'm very stoked to have you here. For the people who don't know you, how would you introduce yourself in a party?
Greg? Well, me myself was just a guy who dared to change his life coming to a new place where we are now. Bali is our new homestay, and well, I'm living here with my family, and that's the value number one for me. But also doing a business here in the island because I feel the potential here, and we are developing decent things with additional values, which we hopefully will bring more profit for our partners. But not sure about the party. In the party, I just say, "Hey, what's up, man? What's going on?" But business-wise, like that, we are building and giving a values.
Let's go straight to the point. So, Greg, what's the biggest myth about money or real estate that everyone believes, but that's total bullshit?
Well, good question, man. Well, general impression about Bali attractiveness as an investment destination is overheated. In my personal belief, I assume that those who are already invested, they feel it, but they try to stay calm and not share this experience with the rest of the market. I don't know whether they still believe that everything will be achieved, their goals, or they just don't want to. They don't want to confess that they fucked up. Uh, the truth is that the market is correcting. The market numbers go a bit down, but not dramatically. Depends on what property, depends on which area, and generally still attractive. But you have to be aware of many things and get deep into the subject, realize all the risks, evaluate all the possible changes that can occur, and within 3 years we've seen many, and then go on and you will succeed.
Okay, then following up to this question, what do you think? What kind of objects is good to buy now, and what shouldn't you touch at all now?
Well, I need to get closer to the developer. Developer must be financially sustainable. Developer must be skillful. Developer shouldn't take a big projects if he hasn't built anything like that, or he doesn't have a super huge partner who's bringing the money into the project. As per my feelings, and it's been confirmed, most of the developers building here using the investors' finances, which is way more risky than when some sustainable company can invest themselves, give the at least half of job done by themselves, and the rest, okay, investor can join that. That's why my belief that the best combination is the wellness-oriented tiny resorts, let's say from 5 to 20 villas or houses. I don't believe in apartments at all. And well located, gives some additional values like, I don't know, spa, sauna, yoga, whatever. There are so many interests that people can fulfill in their life, but there should be some additional value that people receive. And yeah, preferably a one-story villa, preferably separately standing, preferably with some cool features and finishing, which is differ from the others. So would I create the project myself? I would build something like 5 villas, one story, separately standing, some yard, good pool, sounding pool, something like that, and just stand aside of the rest of the people, rest of the developers, because they pretty much do all the same stuff here. There is a marketing blindness, like you see and you feel it like you saw that many times
Yeah.
before. That happens here a lot. And the big ones, we are here in the location, and two huge projects to be fulfilled here in Bali. I hope they don't promise 2 years to build it all, because it's bloody impossible in Bali. And general, to complete such a complicated, sophisticated projects, they do have to have the experience, the financial support, working hands, the labor, and yeah, smart, sustainable financial structure first.
You said two or one-story buildings. Why one? Like most of the villas that I see are, yeah, like two-story buildings.
That's the privilege to have a villa in one story, because then it's more attractive for senior people, and as you probably know, senior people, they quite often more rich,
Mm-hmm.
and
True.
you can offer it to that 3-story, even 2-story for people above 65 might be trouble. So it's pretty utilized issue.
Maybe some tips for the people who would like to buy something at this point. Like top five things to have in mind before buying a villa in Bali.
Yeah, well, there are many more than five, but first, get familiar with the market, get familiar with the location, get familiar with experienced brokers. Unlikely go yourself unless you are familiar with Bali in general and you've been here many times. Better have somebody who would help you to share this responsibility. However, the money is yours, of course, and you spend it. But to have an advice from not only one but several people, it can confuse, but at the end of the day you will crystallize your own opinion, and it will help you to get rid of any mistakes. Of course, evaluate the price. Having an experience of selling like many properties already now, I can tell you that first thing people pay attention to is anyway price.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is location. Third one is constructural quality and the design, but it's more emotional. There are rational and emotional aspects for any sales, right? Those who are just emotional buyers, they don't look into the numbers, so I don't think any of them will get a good profit, but probably they don't expect. And the serious investor, he's always dig into the numbers, crunching from every angle and trying to realize whether this area are going to bring the money or not. The closer to the ocean, the better, because it's a more fresh breath. Do you feel the breath of the ocean?
Yeah.
So that's the privilege and like a factor of liquidity. That's why find something not too big, not off plan in total, something that you feel that will be completed and developer will not screw up. Ask for confirmation how the developer will complete the project,
Mhm.
whether the developer has the necessary documents to complete that. So legal things, get knowledge about the taxation, about management. Well, that's it. I don't think that just five tips are enough. Investing thousands of dollars require much more knowledge about that, and good to be aware in advance.
Good to know somebody who's experienced, right? I heard some rumors about big companies in Bali that are building villas getting sold. What do you think about the current situation about those companies that are working now? Um, and
Companies getting sold or villas.
companies getting sold building villas
Uh,
because they're not so profitable anymore?
yeah. Well, not only sold. Some companies just break down. Some are facing troubles with the government. We shouldn't forget we are guests here, even though somebody living here for a long time.
Mm.
Even though Indonesians are super friendly, but at the same time, I think this is a pretty nationalistic country. So interests of their nation stands above the interests of the expats, which is quite explainable and right. That's why we are given a certain frame of a legal work here. And my advice, let's guys follow that.
Mm.
Otherwise, you will get into the troubles. Big companies like big developers, I don't know for sure, kind of rumors as you say, but
Mm.
I don't understand how come somebody finish the third project and already selling the 10th one.
Yes.
What is it talking about? I believe like there is a huge gap in between of those three. I'm glad that we can speak the fair things here.
True.
There is an understanding like in a real estate market when you make a podcast or something like that, you're just showing up how beautiful everything is, like it's so shining and blossoming. It is blossoming, but you have to be aware.
Yes. You just need to be sure what are you doing actually. You need, if you're not in the niche, you need to get some help. You need to get people who would explain you how to move because there are so many factors that could influence the slightest little things. Like you can have all the documentation that you need, but there's like one little thing not included, then either you pay extra or you cannot build and you already have the land for it. Yeah, so there's so many factors you need to take care of. And in the last few, well, months, there was so much happening here. Like there was a huge park in Ubud called Park Q, which got closed because they had some zoning violations and I think licensing too. Um, so the army came in and they closed it off because they didn't come up with the stuff that they needed to do. Now, as I heard, they were bought by Nuanu.
Yeah, yeah, I heard. So not Park Caillou, but Park Blue in Bukit. Yeah, yeah, refinanced by Noano founder Sergei Salonin. Well, generally, I think the story with Park Q was more about the public execution,
Mm-hmm.
not because some violation, of course, it took place, but it could be easily settled using the authority and um, the man who stands behind is super respected. He's a dollar billionaire. So obviously had many tools to fix the problem, but all of a sudden he wasn't given a chance because I think the government just wanted to show who we are and the way we should act. Respect the rules of the game, otherwise we'll be kicked out. So that's exactly what happened to that man. His reputation unfortunately ruined, and it badly influenced on the market, badly. And I can tell you that 100%.
True. You said you prefer like 5, 6 villa projects with some extra amenities. Um, what do you think? What is the best place now to invest in Bali?
You mean area?
Yeah.
Where we are now is good area. This is a bit further from overcrowded Canggu, right? There is a good land here, quiet areas, and still a good access to all the infrastructure and many more to come here. However, there is a negative thing that all over the hammers are knocking, and it will be obviously lasting like another 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
But at the end of this period, the property will gain the liquidity, which means for any investor, it's quite profitable. The area that also seems to be interesting to me is Amed.
Mm.
I've been there a few times. Last time a couple of weeks ago. There is a problem, like 2.5 hours drive from this area where we are now, but it's amazing. The nature is so beautiful there, and the atmosphere is the vibe is so quiet and so peaceful. The ocean is beautiful. The water is blue, and you can do snorkeling, diving there. You've been there, right?
Yes, yes, true.
Um, In fact, we are planning to build there something next year. And everything what's above Canggu area. So I think more and more people will look over there. Of course, it will require some transport solutions. As you guys know, this is probably the thing which is irritating everybody, that you can just get stuck, especially if you're driving a car, not a motorbike. But yeah, sooner or later, I think government will wake up and find a solution. I think the good technologies of some Dutch guys, some, I don't know, Jewish money or any other money, and the intention, strong intention of Indonesian government will help to find a solution for that. I'm sure it will happen sooner or later. 5 years I give for that.
So there's a lot of projects, big projects being done or starting in Bali. Like they're planning to do a metro here.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then I heard about the second airport that's also already been told for many years. So what's with the execution? What do you think?
I think yeah, Indonesia is a populistic country. It's a country where lots of things are announced, but it's good if at least half of them are to be fulfilled. I'm sure that the Bali is very rich and wealthy province. When I walk on a Seminyak where I'm living, and I see every minute aircrafts landing in the airport, I just realized that there's at least like $3-5 million landing in Bali, which will be spent next 2 weeks here, which says that they have every opportunity to develop their infrastructure, but we shouldn't forget that it's still a country of well, it's not Western-minded country. Those who have an access to money, they likely want to have this money other than reinvest into infrastructure. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel it like that. Otherwise, we would already have a good roads here and more social-oriented infrastructure. Well, I cannot imagine my wife or any woman with a stroller and a baby walking alongside the roads here. Where are they? Are they here? They're supposed to be here,
Yeah.
but they're chilling in their villas. That's why all these global things will happen, but probably a bit later. But at least there is a pier for the ocean cruisers in Sanur.
Hmm.
What else? I heard that sooner or later, finally, the airport will start. Of course, it will boost immediately all the development of the other areas in the island. But let's see. Let's give it another couple of years. What I heard just now that they reconfirmed again that they will start. Oh, that's what we have.
Cool. So, speaking more about you, tell me, what's something about yourself that would completely surprise your colleagues?
um, mm, I was a wedding host, so I married so many people. I'm the one who makes fun. In fact, professional wise, I'm quite a responsible and hardworking dude who's never leaving stuff as it is, trying to clear it up. So, like, more pedantic stuff. But the rest of my life is more about having fun and being a hedonist. So enjoying the life. I don't know whether it surprised somebody or not, but yeah, making fun and bring people a joy. That's what fulfill me, and that's why God loves me, and I live a happy life here or anywhere else. Yeah.
Cool, man.
So when you get married, don't forget that you have a host already.
Cool. Thanks for that. I will see you.
Put it in your notices.
I think very soon. Yeah.
You heard that?
So, you work in sales, real estate, logistics. Be honest. What's the shadiest thing that you ever saw in business?
Well, I saw many. Before I came to Bali, I was in a corporate structure where it's a kind of empire that's the biggest logistics company in some certain niche in the world. It was like, I don't know exactly know how is it in English, but it's like spiders all over eating each other. That was fun. Like there is a high corporate culture within, and you receive the emails on daily basis that were so friendly. And at the same time, under the carpet, the spiders trying to bite each other, destroy career of each other. That was trash. Here in Bali, I also saw things that I would rather get rid of, like giving a promises that never to be fulfilled, broken expectations of the people who trusted, not by myself, but the people I used to work with. It's a complicated thing to do business abroad, building international business, like make Indonesians and other nations work together. That's why those who are planning that, yes, you can easily start business here, but you have to be aware that there is a big cultural difference and you will experience from the very first day. That's why being stress resistant is a key thing in any business, but Bali also. Um, the good thing that there is a compensation of like permanent summer, and at the end of the day, you can go to some beautiful place, enjoy a glass of wine or whatever with your friends or nearest like family, and distress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, take everything easy as much as you can.
Yeah.
Chill, chill, chill.
So, what moved you to change your life and move your family to another country, to Indonesia? Why did you choose that?
Well, it's pretty like common story which happened in 2022. I'm from Kaliningrad. This is like Western Russia, located in the middle of NATO. And I have a beautiful house. We built a house and lived just 1 year there. I loved it so much, but it's right on the way to the military airport. And so you come back from the work and you see like 20 air jets are landing in front of your balcony. Those feelings were so. And then in September 22 was the mobilization announced, and my previous job we were all seized because of the sanctions. Here we are, was like definite and visible signs that it's time, Greg, to try something else. So I packed my stuff. I left my family back home, and I packed my stuff, went to Turkey, spent there a couple of months. Quickly realized that Bali for me is a destination, and so I took a ticket, came here, was already familiar with the industry a little bit, and we started developing a projects, and we started selling, we started building marketing, we started doing construction. It's been going quite well, unless some features happened, and then all of a sudden I changed the company for the Azimut, where I'm feeling much better now. And after 6 months, I took my family here. We set our kids for international school. My wife is taking care of a business back in Russia, playing paddle like crazy every day. And me myself, I love my job because I meet so many interesting people, investors first, decent people, those who are ready to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. Almost in most of the cases, these are decent people. They have something to share with you, like life experience. And yeah, meeting here and there, interesting dynamic industry which is quickly growing. Amazing experience. I'm sure no matter what, whether I'm here in Bali or anywhere else in the world, this experience will help me to success in this industry. I'm not planning to change the profession now. All my logistics things, like you said, logistics veteran, that's according to my education, by the way. But in that business, what I didn't like about logistics, you are always depend on other people.
Mm-hmm. True.
Because if they fail, you fail too, and you cannot force them to do everything properly. In development, also, but less.
Different proportions a bit.
Yes, yes.
So I think living in East Prussia was a bit different than living here. What's changed in your family, in your maybe values, and how do you spend your days out here?
Significantly. Of course, living back home was different thing because everything was set up. I was like thinking, is it over? Nothing else interesting gonna happen to me? And then all of a sudden, everything just flipped 180 degree. But for now, the life is more or less set. I can give an advices of how to find nannies, how to set kids, how to make visas, and blah blah blah, many things. But at the same time, of course, we are missing the parent support, and there is a feeling like, of course, our parents they don't get younger, and they do need us. They cannot see us. It's a bit like a painful thing, but the kids they suffer the lack of activities here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Education is pretty expensive. It's expensive everywhere, but here for expats, it's quite significant cost. School is also significant, but it's more in a balance, the quality and the price we pay for that. For the rest, when you take yourself out of the original area where you used to live, you feel more independent and more free. I would say that I feel myself free here. I'm not obliged to nobody, and nobody obliged to me. I do what I want, and nobody tell me you should do this or that. Can't say that it was before, but it's still the area you are born and you're living is like influence on you, and especially back in Russia, there is a huge influence of what is going on there. So I'm glad that I'm out of that. Liberty is what people find here, and I feel it's what others also experience here. Like Europeans come here for getting rid of this bureaucracy, which is like
Mm-hmm.
pressing people, pay here and there. Here is more freedom.
True. Freedom is one of the most important things in life.
Absolutely.
So many people and countries fought for their freedom. So I guess that's what all of us are seeking, to have more freedom in our lives.
That's right. And I think like Indonesians, they were fighting for their freedom, and they were not free for 300 years. And so that now, if anyone is trying to pretend that they want to control, then things like with park are happening.
Yeah.
Remember your place.
Yeah.
We are the owners of this land. That's what they want to say.
Live and let live, no? So, you lead the teams and do big deals. What's your style? Tough love, coaching, or something else?
I'm trying, as I say, I don't sell. I help people make a right choice. Sometimes it's not working properly. I saw decent sellers who are. I'm not a real king of sales because I'm more like consulting style seller. So I show up the values and the benefits people will get from those values. Sometimes trying some tricks like we are limited with our offer, but usually never works like that. With the property, it doesn't work, guys. Don't say that you've got one. The only one villa is remaining, waiting for you. um, Always delicate, never use jargon words, trying to build up the relationship, realizing that the deal cycle might take months. It's important not to overpress, but at the same time always keep in touch and like give an additional values. Did you know that we have this management company, their benefits of working with them are ABCD and things like that. So you warm me up, at the end of the day you build up the trust, and the client is yours. After he is yours, you fulfill your obligation, and he will be your partner for many years. Highly likely will come back himself and take his friends. So relationship define. Build up a good relationship, show yourself as a professional, but also as a human being. And yeah, things are happening.
Okay. We are living in Indonesia and the cultures differs. How do you think you need to communicate with Indonesian workers? What is it different from a Western or like, let's say European mentality?
Now, do you find the difference yourself?
Uh, they are more soft. They You cannot be strict with them. They are very emotional on that. It's hard to say something to them like strictly, and then say like you need to do it like this or work on like that. They take everything very personally, I guess. There is a lack of accountability of pulling the tasks through. So I think they need more micromanagement to do those right things. They can learn anything they need, but you need to micromanage a lot.
Correct. Agreed in full. What I can add that they are still educatable. There is a seek for a knowledge for some people do not. We should divide Balinese with the rest of Indonesians. Balinese are way more smiling, easygoing, and friendly, but way less capable to work. That because they have 3 ceremonies per week. So it's known thing that if you hire somebody, he can just skip the day, a working day, without even giving you an alert that he has a reason to skip it. Because ceremony is a sacred thing, and no doubts what to choose. Work or ceremony. Of course, they will always choose ceremony. That's what features Bali. But as you know, all the construction are carried out by either Lombok citizens or pretty much Jawa citizens. They are more hardworking. They are more efficient with everything they do. And yeah, if you pay well, if you give them good direction and of course supervise, then everything is achievable. Can't talk about the other industries, but in the construction it is so. Daily visits to the construction, talking to mandors, these are the gangmen, deliver the knowledge. Like for example, interesting thing, how to educate the construction guys not to dump plastic on the side. We are fighting with that like already over 2 months, man. We're like, I told them like, let's print the paper and put it on the walls. So if anyone will violate, will be a fine. And Mandor said, no, 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 no. We cannot fine everybody for the mistake of one. Otherwise, they will be just, they will not understand that. Yeah, cultural differences. You're right. That's probably because they were colonized. That's why they are so taking it so personal when white face people telling them something. Like we were listening to what you were saying for so long, like no more. Maybe it's so. Maybe it's not. But still, labor is quite affordable, not so expensive. That's why it's a positive thing that we can use that in any business model here.
Mhm.
That helps.
Imagine you would need to create a team from scratch. What kind of people would you employ? What kind of personality or professional traits would you look at? Which will be like the number one thing? Like everybody working for me needs to be this, and the other way around. What kind of people you would never employ?
Okay. Well, number one is the communication. So this definitely should be English speaking person. However, I still believe that that's our goal as well to learn their language. Even though in international crew, it's normal to speak international language, which is English. Number two, of course, I would take, well, usually you building a company is at least like 3, 5 people, or let's say it's 5 people. I would take two experienced and people who are working for a decent value and salary. And I would take two younger with a little experience, but a great passion to learn and do what the seniors are telling them to do. What I would never do is hire somebody who's um, um, who's looking at you with a underestimation of what you're trying to deliver them.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important when you create something. There should be a passionate people who either they understand the value or they are ready to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, nothing will succeed because only when it's just the start of the business, everything depends on how hard people work, no matter what, by hands or mentally. It's just most of the time you should be focused on the solving many, many tasks, getting into the role and form that role. So experienced people important, communication, of course, important, and passion is double important.
You juggle a lot. You have your job, your family, moving from countries. Did you ever hit a wall? Did you ever had this moment where was like, yo, I cannot do this anymore?
I'm experiencing it right now. Kind of, like it's not in 100%, but in fact, it's so. Since I've changed the job now, working for a new company, like we have a pretty decent product, everything done so professional. We're super safe, but all of a sudden, market was down last 2, 3 months. So the results were well, there were results, but not as we expected. Of course, as a salesperson, as a commercial person, everybody judge you on your results. We have not enough results, and like last night, I was falling asleep, asking myself whether I'm doing the right things. And then in the morning, I realized, yes, when you experience something like that, just keep on pushing, just keep on doing, go deeper, try to not to give up, and sooner or later will come. A result will come. I'm sure, like we didn't discuss the market yet. I'm pretty much convinced that it's either general go down or probably it's just a slight correction and will go up again. We will see that within next 6 months. Generally, within 2025, we will realize that. But again, staying tuned, and that helps you to reach the result. Hitting the ceiling is a normal thing. Hitting a wall is a normal thing. When you feel something like that, just open a new book for yourself. Start learning some language. Go for some new sports. Help somebody. Very helpful when you feel some bad things. It's good to help somebody. Then you will not have time to think about how unhappy you are, especially when there is no significant signs of being unhappy. When everybody alive and you're healthy, there is no reason to be unhappy, and you're not debt $1 million to somebody.
Yeah. Do you ever feel guilty for working too much or too little?
Hmm. um, no, I'm a hardworking guy, and sometimes maybe too much. Yeah, but what I can easily compensate it in weekends with my family. The good thing about Bali, guys, who are not in Bali, you should know, like every weekend you can go to the new magnificent place and enjoy the beauty of the nature and blue waters, nice people around. So that helps to distress.
You yourself, you're like fun, sarcasm, etc. So tell me, what is the most funny thing that saw in this niche around you?
There was a one that just happened a couple of weeks ago. Me and my partner, we were on the way to a meeting. Remember Olga, the villa we've met? Yeah, so we had a meeting with Olga. Oh, and Dima, my partner, he doesn't know how she looks like. We had a business meeting, the business dinner, and I'm writing on a Gojek, and at the same time texting to him and her. And he texts me like, I'm here, but I don't know how she looks like. And then all of a sudden I just switched to the chat with Olga, and I'm texting like, she's with a silicone lips and boobs, something like 50 milf. And send it, and she's like sending me back like, man, you sent it to me. Like, well, that was a funny fucker. But she perceived it quite well. She said, just funny to know how people see me from a side. Well, everything was true except for 50 years. I don't know, maybe she's around that age, but she's still good looking woman. Well, that was funny. But there is a much stronger case when my friend, he is my friend and my ex-boss. We were on a business trip to Moscow, and he did the same mistake, but between his wife and his lover. And it's just one message, and he destroyed his family. That was a dramatic story.
Wow. So, guys,
Be aware, guys.
yeah, take care of your chats. Edit the chat names so they're not the same. I had the same problem today. I have two similar chats with one company that I'm consulting. One is the company chat with the team, and the other one is the company chat with another company. So, and sometimes, there is a switcheroo in between.
Yes.
So, guys, name your groups on WhatsApp and Telegram and some different things, and put some different icons on that. If you have a lover, maybe put something indistinct, and for your lover a big heart or something, so you really know who you're texting.
Yeah.
Right? My girlfriend there already like looking at me like. Speaking of,
After my stories.
yeah. We'll have something to discuss.
Yeah, I have another story, but it's not for our podcast. It's like too private.
You closed a lot of deals already. What's the one thing new investors always get wrong?
Always get wrong. Huh. Well, all of them at the end of the deal, they want to believe that everything will go smooth, but it's almost never go smooth. Something get malfunctioning, something goes wrong, but here is the trust comes to the stage, and the way you're communicating with your clients, the way you're making them alert about everything what's going on, that helps to remain partners, that helps to get rid of any negative things in cooperation. Construction in Bali is a complicated thing from many points of view. That's why it's almost never happens that what was written in the agreement exactly delivered this way. That's why to compensate, just talk to a client and everything will be fine. Yeah, I think the main misunderstanding is that what people expect and what they receive unlikely can be 100% the same thing. But the good developer, he will always be focused on the interest of the client and will give him some bonuses, some privilege. That's what we do in Azimut. Many things actually to make people feel comfortable with us.
You were talking about charities. What do you do exactly?
Yeah, it's a story of 2014. The first when the war started in Ukraine, there have been many refugees. Some of them came to our region as well. So suddenly, I've met two women who just had to run away from a war, and they were placed in a certain village with a group of others. And then I spoke to them, and they were in a real need. No money, no clothes, no nothing, amenities, facilities, nothing. I just made a post in social media, and all of a sudden, like 3,000 of people reposted that and started bringing the clothes, different stuff for kids, medicine. Somebody bringing money. I agreed like the excursion for them here, there, and it's been lasting like 3 months or something. I started thinking like probably I should even consider opening the human resources agency to find them the work. But there was a lack of trust. Of course, people after facing such a stressful situations, they are not ready to consider the real working opportunities. They are more concerned about, oh, we've lost so much, what's gonna happen tomorrow, and they are stagnating. So they are not productive in their thoughts. Well, yeah, we just helped them. I remember I was taking the truck of the clothes and like 5 times delivering to that village where they lived, and they were all their needs were not all, but most of their daily needs were covered. That was my experience. But also, when you feel good enough and money come permanently, it's good to make a little charity every month. After I complete that story with the refugees, I just started sharing to a like charity fund every month, little money for me, but they receive from hundreds of guys like me. For them, it's already something significant. They were helping kids with the diseases. Yeah. Now here in Bali, I was participating in a program of building the houses for poor people high in the mountains. It's just only $2,000, and they build a one-bedroom house for a family of three. $2,000, man. So if you guys want to make something good for your karma, I can give you the number of people who are doing that.
Cool. We have a similar story. Since the full-scale invasion in Ukraine, I started to help Ukrainian refugees. The first ones was in the first months of the war. They came to live with me. It was 4 people living with me, and another two were living in another apartment that I also helped to get. And I gave off my beds, started to sleep in my kitchen, and yeah, that's how it started. After a while, I got fed up, of course, because I had like extra 4 people living with
Of
me.
course, it's
It
quite
was
tough.
hard. I wanted to take a shower, but they went to the shower at 6 p.m. where I wanted to go, and the last one left like at 11 in the evening. So I went to the bath like after 6 hours or something when they all finished. It was hard. So after a while, I started to help other ways because I had enough of people living with me. So found a place for them. And since already like 3 years now, I'm teaching Ukrainian refugees, integrating them into the German society, and working for the German government. I helped already over 2,000 people,
Nice.
along with coaching.
Yeah, super cool, man.
It's a very hard job. It's very hard to, especially in the first months. It was horrible. Uh, the stuff that people were talking to me, like saying me, it was very hard to listen. Like I had people, women whose daughters and granddaughters were raped in front of them, and like brothers on or sons killed. It's horrible. So after hearing that kind of stuff for 2 years, it's very hard to see news and not react. So yeah,
That's why we are here in a very favorable position. And if someone is feeling that he missed something, guys, change your mind. You have everything to be happy.
we have our lives, we have our health, we have the freedom of movement. We can be wherever we want in our worlds. Nobody's dropping bombs on our heads. we can't sleep at night.
Sure.
That's really important. And everything, stuff like that, we only realize when we lose everything.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the evaluation comes when you lose something. That's true of life.
That's why try to learn from others' mistakes. I know it's always hard, but I remember my parents always talking about, yeah, learn from our mistakes, not your own, etc. But what happens always, you make mistakes again and again and again, and you burn your ass again and again and again.
Uh,
And why can't we just learn from other people once in a while?
Well, that's a personal thing. It has a global meaning, but it's also a challenge for each of us. And to come over this cycle when you're knocking on the same door again and again and cannot overcome. Well, what helps? Meditation. I see the yoga mats here. You guys probably make yoga and meditation. Take me one day. I know. I've tried. I've tried myself. It's a very good tool, but I don't have enough discipline for that. However, my mom, she's, for example, she's professional yoga woman. She's like over 20 years already in that. And every time we are talking, she says like meditate, meditate, meditate. But it comes from inner charts. It cannot be given to you by somebody. Yeah, find the way to your own heart and your own mind. Isn't it the goal for a lifetime?
Sure. And I'm hearing that again and again, that people are not able to do stuff by their own. They lack the accountability. They lack yeah, the discipline sometimes to do it. Even when people are actually disciplined, but still on certain things we lack, and we forget about that we could do even more. So that's one of the things that we are doing in my masterclass changes. We have a group of people who are accountable for each other. We're helping each other out to succeed, to show our mistakes. So once in a week, everybody would say like, "Yo, dude, you need to change this," or "Yo, dude, you need to do this." Yeah, this is the accountability I'm seeking.
Well, it's so cool when somebody cares about you except for yourself.
Yeah,
That's a super value, especially if these are people, these are decent people, and they are given the task like you have to control your friend within this period of the course, at least. But generally, like most of like when we grow up, most of the people they don't bloody care about what's going on with you, even your friends. Everybody just grow up. There's so many concerns, so many tasks to manage that what's happening with my friend? Oh,
yeah,
this is his life and let him fix it up. It's truth. Only us can fix our life, but it's good to feel the shoulder of your friend who cares about what's going on with you.
yeah.
It's a value.
When was the last time you spoke with your friends? When was the last time you spoke with your friends and actually worked on something? Like not only like, "Yo, hi, what's up? Yeah, I'm still alive." So
And that's what we experience when we leave our homelands.
yeah,
The connections, of course, they get thinner. Um, Still friendship, still warm feelings, but nobody call me every day. At least I'm added to the group in WhatsApp where they send all these bloody photos from our youth. That's good to remember. Hi guys, if you see us.
uh, I left I left Lithuania when I was what 14, and then I left Germany when I was, I don't know, 20 something.
Did you move with your parents when you were 14 to Germany?
Yeah. Moved with my parents, well, with my mom and my stepdad to live in Germany. We started a life from nothing again. We sold our car to have money to survive. So I got €1 a day. That was my allowance for food, for everything. So if I wanted to buy something or do something on the weekend, I have to save this €1 a day. So on the weekend I would have maybe five, and you can, buy some chips or whatnot, and something. And later in the year maybe, yeah. So it was hard, and always it was like another step in my life that we need to begin from new. We came to Germany. We started with nothing. Then I left Germany and I started to live in the Netherlands. Then I lived in Spain. I lived in the Caribbean. I crossed the Atlantic Ocean and worked on boats. So it's like now I'm here living in Bali. I tried to live also back in Lithuania again once. So it's like
Well, nothing can kill you, bro. You're super experienced at your young age. Yeah, it's a good and positive experience. First, because you are facing the different situations and nothing can stress you. Of course, let's hope that God will save you and everything will be good for you. But sometimes, life is making very tough surprises. And I saw people like that. One mistake caused the trouble after trouble, three troubles, and you already puzzled, sitting like, what the hell is going on with my life? And all of a sudden you lose the energy to fix your life and people just go down, and it happens. The life can be very severe. That's why it's super important to keep your mindset fresh, top, and like focus on the positive things, because when you focus on the negative things, they are growing. When you focus on the positive things, they are growing. Very true.
true. So now let's have a rapid fire section. Those questions I want you to be answered really fast.
All
All
right.
right? So, quick questions. Most overrated business advice that you have heard.
Return of investment 20%.
First word that comes to mind when you hear the word leadership.
Trust.
All right. If you could move anywhere in the world with no restrictions, where would it be and why?
Recently thinking about Cape Town.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely nature, booming market, real estate, relevant market, international community, good climate. Never been in Africa. The nature, I heard from experienced travelers, that's the most beautiful country in the world. I
Well,
would consider that.
well, yeah, South Africa is actually very beautiful, but the situation with the security there, safety, I don't know, like I wouldn't like to live in a place where you are basically caged in some community and cannot leave it.
I think as an expat, very quick you realize the hoods where you shouldn't show up,
Hmm.
and you just build up your life within the comfortable areas. Yes, it's an issue, so my wife may disagree with me, but I like to think about it. Another destination interesting to me is Taiwan. Taiwan is a wealthy place, good social setup, but it potential hot point between China and the United States. That's why there are some doubts as well. But yeah, that's what it is.
Actually, I heard a lot about Indonesia being one of the safest places now because
I agree that Indonesia is a good place to be.
it's very neutral. I mean, Indonesia is a big country. It's a fourth largest country in the world.
Yeah.
So it wants to be big and strong. So it doesn't really want to collaborate with others that are big and strong, like China, India, and America. I mean, Indonesia wants to be the one of the biggest too, like maybe step over them sometimes. So I guess that's a good thing, right?
A totally positive thing. As far as I know, in the constitution of the country, it's written that it shouldn't get aligned with other military blocks. So it's remain independent under the constitution. That's positive.
Very nice thing. No, so Indonesia, World War III. So next one, worst business deal you have ever made.
Quick answer. Like worst from what point of view? Like how hard it was?
Where
We will cut that. Yeah, like I will blast the answer at the end.
uh worst business deal you ever made? Meaning, what's the worst outcome out of it? where you maybe lost money or your company?
The worst deal when the company I was working for, I don't want to say in the camera. I don't like this example is not proper. Um, mm, uh, is it a good answer?
I don't know. So.
Well, because like the company I was working for, they are masters of a big bad deals because no investor is satisfied because nothing has been delivered yet. They will deliver, but with a huge delay. Like all that business case can be called the worst. And I've dedicated so much of myself into that that I feel it's part of my responsibility. However, I've been doing everything the best way, but that's life. You cannot be responsible for everybody, and some people they can fail. Well, investment is a risky thing. That's why, as we were talking in the beginning, need to double check everything and be very conscious when you come into this market.
Yes, brother. So, last question. Your life in 3 words.
Love, family, son.
Amazing. So, Greg, thank you very much for being here. It was very interesting to talk about. A lot of stuff in the real estate market, a lot of stuff about your life and philosophy, maybe some jokes. And yeah, any last words from your side?
Well, Dovydas, thank you so much, my man. And I do believe that the project itself has a great future. I wish you that. You can count on me. I will support. Let's do things together. Never mind it brings money or not. When you do something with passion, which is filling you up, then your life is complete. So do what you like, what you love, and you can count on me. I will always support.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, pleasure.
Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful evening.
See you in Bali.
Cheers.
Bye.